The room was quiet. Sunlight filtered through the thin curtains, casting soft lines across the floor. Liam sat at his desk, focused on repairing a small drone he had been tinkering with for weeks. His hands were steady, but his mind wandered to the strange signals he had been picking up on his receiver. They were faint at first, almost like static, but there was something unusual about them, a pattern that made him curious. Suddenly, the door creaked open. Liam turned his head slowly, expecting one of his roommates or maybe a delivery person, but what he saw made him freeze. Standing in the doorway was a figure unlike anything he had ever seen. She looked human at first glance, but there was an otherworldly glow in her eyes, and her hair shimmered with subtle colors that shifted as she moved. She stepped into the room confidently. There was no fear, no hesitation. It was as if she had known exactly where she was going and why. Liam's mouth went dry and his mind raced. Can I help you?" he asked, his voice steadier than he felt. The alien smiled. It was a warm, friendly smile, but there was also a spark of determination in her eyes. "I hope so," she said in a soft, musical voice. "My name is Lyra. I need your help." Liam blinked. Help? From him? He had always been good with machines and gadgets, but he had never imagined an actual alien asking for his assistance. Okay. What kind of help?" he asked, trying to keep his curiosity under control. Lyra moved closer, scanning the room quickly, as if assessing every object. "I am being followed," she said. "My ship, my people, they are in danger. I need someone who can think fast, who can understand technology and machines. I need you." Liam's mind raced. Danger? Aliens? Technology? It sounded like something out of the stories he had read as a child. But here she was, standing in his room, looking completely real. "Why me?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Because," Lyra said, her eyes locking with his, "I can sense your mind. I can see how quickly you understand things. You are clever, human. That is why I came here." Liam swallowed hard. His heart pounded in his chest, but a sense of excitement began to grow inside him. This was the kind of adventure he had always dreamed of, though he had never thought it would actually happen. "Okay then," he said finally. "Tell me what I need to do." Lyra's smile widened. "First," she said, "you must trust me. I cannot stay here long. They are searching, and I cannot risk being caught." Before Liam could respond, she reached into a small glowing pouch at her side and pulled out a tiny device. It was unlike anything he had seen, transparent, with small circuits moving inside as if alive. "This is a data core," she explained. "It contains information about my world, my people, and the threat we face. I need you to decode it, understand it, and help me prepare defenses." Liam's eyes widened as he took the device carefully. It felt warm in his hands, almost as if it were breathing. He studied it, tracing the strange patterns on its surface. "I think I can do this," he said cautiously. Lyra nodded. "I know you can. But we must hurry. They are already close. They will not wait." Just then a loud thud echoed outside the door. Both Liam and Lyra froze. Footsteps, heavy, mechanical, deliberate, moved down the corridor outside. Lyra's eyes darkened with worry. "They are here," she whispered. Liam's mind raced. He glanced at the window. The room was on the second floor, but jumping out wasn't safe. He needed a plan. "Okay," he said, trying to stay calm. "We need a way to hide or escape. Fast." Lyra's hands moved over her own small devices, and the air in the room seemed to shimmer slightly. "I can create a temporary shield," she said. "It will block sensors and prevent them from detecting us for a short time. But only a few minutes." Liam nodded. "Then let's use those few minutes wisely." He grabbed his backpack and started gathering tools, wires, and his portable computer. Lyra watched him, her expression both impressed and relieved. As the footsteps drew nearer, the room's air shimmered and a soft barrier of light enveloped them. The sound outside dimmed, as if it were muffled by an invisible wall. Liam felt the adrenaline surge through him. This was real. Aliens, danger, technology beyond his understanding. And he was part of it. Now, Lyra said, handing him a small scanner. Connect the data core to this. It will start transferring information. You must understand it quickly. Every second counts. Liam worked quickly, connecting the device and watching as the small screen lit up with streams of symbols, colors, and shapes. It was complex, unlike any programming language he had ever seen, but something about it felt logical. He could follow the patterns, understand the connections. His fingers flew over the controls as he began decoding the data core. Lyra watched him silently, her eyes scanning the corridor outside the room. Every now and then, she adjusted her own devices, keeping the shield active and monitoring the area. "You are faster than I imagined," she said quietly. Liam didn't respond. He was focused. The symbols shifted rapidly, forming diagrams of star systems, ships, and strange energy fields. There were also maps of what seemed to be a planet under siege, with lines indicating enemy movements and defensive positions. Liam's mind absorbed it all, analyzing the connections. He realized that with this information, they could predict attacks, strengthen defenses, and save countless lives. Suddenly, an alarm-like vibration went off on the device. Liam glanced at the screen. "They've found us," he said grimly. Lyra's eyes narrowed. "Then we must move. Take the data core. We will escape through the back." Before Liam could ask how, Lyra moved to the window and activated a small platform that extended from the building's side. It hummed softly, glowing with energy. "Step on it," she instructed. "It will take us to safety, but hold tightly. The journey is unstable." Liam nodded, gripping the platform's edge. Lyra followed, her hand brushing his as she steadied herself. The platform lifted slowly, and then with a sudden surge it shot them into the sky. Liam felt the wind rushing past, the city below shrinking rapidly. It was terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. As they moved farther from the building, Liam looked at Lyra. Her expression was calm, but there was determination in her eyes that made him realize she had faced danger before. Where are we going?" he asked, trying to steady his voice. "To a safe location," she said. "There you will have time to fully decode the data core. And then—" She hesitated for a moment, her gaze distant. "Then we'll plan the next step." The city lights below blurred into streaks as the platform flew through the night sky. Liam's heart pounded, but he felt a strange sense of trust toward Lyra. She had chosen him for a reason, and he knew that together they could face whatever was coming. Finally, the platform slowed and descended onto a hidden rooftop surrounded by thick foliage. It retracted silently, leaving them standing under the cover of the trees. Liam looked around. It was an old observation station, abandoned but still functional. Perfect for secrecy. Lyra placed the data core on a table inside the station and activated a small holographic projector. Symbols, maps, and images filled the air around them. Liam's eyes widened. This is incredible," he whispered. Lyra smiled faintly. "It is. But we have little time. They will come for us again. You must decode this fully and understand it. Humanity has the tools and the mind to help us. That is why I chose you." Liam took a deep breath and nodded. "Then let's get to work." As he began analyzing the data core in depth, Lyra watched him, a mixture of relief and hope on her face. Outside, the night was still, but danger lurked not far away. Together, human and alien, they would face it, and this was only the beginning of an adventure that would change both their worlds forever. The observation station was quiet except for the soft hum of the holographic projector. Liam leaned closer to the floating symbols, his eyes scanning lines of alien code. The patterns were complex, yet they had a strange logic that his human mind could follow. Every now and then he reached out to touch a holographic diagram and it responded, shifting into new shapes and forms. Lyra stood nearby, her gaze focused on the dark horizon outside the observation station. "We do not have much time," she said softly. "The ones hunting me will not give up easily. They are fast, efficient, and relentless. You must work quickly." Liam nodded, though he felt a twinge of doubt. He had repaired drones and computers. Sure, but this was different. This was alien technology, entirely beyond anything he had ever seen. But he also felt a surge of determination. He could do this. Humans were clever, and he would prove it. He turned back to the holograms. The data core contained maps of Lyra's planet, charts of energy fields, and diagrams of ships, some that looked friendly, others that looked menacing. Liam noticed something curious, a pattern in the enemy ship's movements. "Lyra," he said, pointing to one of the projections, "look at this. Their paths, they move in a repeating pattern, almost like they are scanning, but they leave blind spots." Lyra's eyes widened. "You see it?" she asked, a trace of excitement in her voice. "That is exactly why I needed you. With this knowledge, we can predict their movements and avoid them. Humanity has a mind that can understand things quickly, things even my people struggle with." Liam smiled faintly. "Then we can set up defenses, or at least plan an escape if they come back." As they worked, the night passed slowly. Liam decoded symbols, traced energy flows, and pieced together maps. Lyra explained the context. Her planet, Orion, was under threat from a hostile faction known as the Krylix. These invaders had technology that could disrupt entire cities, and they were searching for a mysterious energy source that Orion possessed. Liam listened carefully. His mind raced with ideas. If the Krylix could be predicted, if their patterns could be studied, then it might be possible to set traps, redirect them, or even disable their ships temporarily. It was risky, but Liam loved a challenge. Suddenly, a soft chime echoed through the station. Liam glanced at the projector. A new message had appeared on the holographic interface, a warning in alien script. He frowned. "Lyra, this looks like a live signal. Someone is sending a warning." Lyra's expression turned serious. "Then they are closer than I thought. The Krylix have advanced sensors. They may have traced my signal. We must move again soon." Liam nodded. "Okay, but before we go, I need to finish this part." He focused on the symbols, and soon the projection began to reorganize. Patterns of the Krylix fleet emerged, showing weak points in their formations. "Got it," he said triumphantly. "If we can use this information, we can predict their next strike. We can plan." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "You are incredible. No one else could have done this so quickly." She placed a hand on his shoulder briefly, a gesture of trust and partnership. Liam felt a strange sense of pride. He had always known humans were clever, but seeing it recognized by an alien, someone from a different world, felt special. Just then, a low vibration shook the station. Liam and Lyra exchanged a glance. "They found us," Lyra said, her voice calm but urgent. "We need to leave. Now." They grabbed their essential tools and devices. Liam carefully took the data core, keeping it secure in his backpack. Lyra activated a small portable platform, similar to the one that had brought them here. "Step carefully," she instructed. "This will take us to a safe location, but we must stay alert. They may be watching." The platform lifted off smoothly, carrying them through the night sky. Liam's eyes scanned the horizon, watching for movement. He saw nothing yet, but the city lights below were fading as they moved farther away. After several minutes, the platform descended into a dense forest on the outskirts of the city. The trees were tall, their thick branches forming a natural canopy that hid the observation station. Liam and Lyra stepped off the platform and looked around. It was quiet. Too quiet. Lyra scanned the area. We are safe for now, but we cannot stay here long. We need to find a location where we can continue analyzing the data core and perhaps contact allies who can help. Liam nodded, already thinking ahead. There's an old research facility nearby, he said. Abandoned, but it has power and tools. We could use it as a base. Lyra raised an eyebrow. Can your human mind navigate there quickly? I think so, Liam said confidently. Follow me. They moved through the forest, careful not to make noise. Liam led the way, using a combination of natural markers and a small mapping device he had brought. The facility came into view after about an hour, a large dome-shaped building, half hidden by overgrowth. The entrance was sealed, but Liam quickly found a way to bypass the old security systems. Perfect, he muttered. Let's get inside. Once inside, Liam activated the old generators. Lights flickered on, and the air hummed with electricity. He set up a work area, placing the data core on a table and connecting it to his portable equipment. Lyra watched, impressed at how quickly humans could adapt. This place will work, Liam said. We have power, tools, and cover. Now let's decode the rest of the data core. Hours passed as Liam worked. He studied the alien symbols, analyzed patterns, and slowly began to understand the technology. Lyra provided guidance, explaining the context of the symbols, the energy flows, and the designs of ships. Together, they made progress, uncovering plans for defensive grids, hidden energy sources, and communication networks. Look at this, Liam said, pointing to a holographic map. These energy nodes, they form a network across the planet. If the Krylix disrupt one, the others compensate. It's a self-healing system, Lyra nodded. Exactly. That is why they need precise knowledge. If even one node is destroyed without understanding the network, the planet can stabilize itself. But if they understand it fully, they can cause catastrophic damage. Liam leaned back, thinking. Then we need to protect the nodes and maybe use the network against them. If we can predict their attacks, we can redirect energy, create false signals, and confuse them. Lyra's eyes lit up. Yes, that is brilliant. Humans have a mind that sees patterns quickly. You could turn their own tactics against them. As they discussed strategies, a soft tapping sound came from outside. Liam froze. Lyra's hand went to a small device on her belt. Sensors, she whispered. Someone is near. It could be scouts. Liam looked at the map, then at the forest outside. We can't fight them head-on here, he said, but maybe we can mislead them. If we create false signals, they might think the station is empty and move on. Lyra nodded. Do it. I will assist. Working quickly, Liam connected the Gaia data core to a secondary holographic emitter. He programmed it to simulate energy readings and movement patterns that mimicked the presence of people and machines. Lyra helped calibrate the signals to match the sensors of the Krylix scouts. Moments later, the tapping grew louder, then faded. Liam and Lyra exchanged relieved glances. They took the bait, Liam whispered. They think we're not here. Lyra smiled faintly. That bought us some time, but not much. We must move soon and we must prepare for the next step. The Krylix will not give up. Liam nodded, feeling a mixture of excitement and anxiety. This was more than he had ever imagined. Humans had faced challenges before, but never like this. Now he was part of something greater, something that could affect an entire world. He looked at Lyra. We can do this, he said firmly. Together, we can outsmart them. Lyra's eyes softened. I believe that too. Humans. You have courage, creativity, and quick thinking. That is why I chose you. That is why you will help save Orion. As the night deepened, they continued to work, planning, decoding, and preparing. Outside, the forest remained quiet, but the threat was never far away. Liam realized that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a human tinkering with machines. He was a key part of an interstellar mission, a partner to an alien, and a strategist in a game that could decide the fate of a world. And somewhere in the darkness, the Krylix were moving. unaware that a human mind and an alien's knowledge were already plotting to turn the tide against them. The morning sun filtered through the trees, casting long shadows over the abandoned research facility. Liam was already awake, moving carefully among the scattered tools and devices he had set up. The data core lay open on the table, its holograms illuminating the room with soft, shifting light. Lyra entered quietly, her eyes scanning the perimeter. "They are moving closer," she said calmly. "I can sense the Krylix. They are testing the area, searching for us." Liam looked up, determination written across his face. "Then we need to be ready. Let's plan a countermeasure. If they are coming, we need to catch them off guard." Lyra nodded. "We can do more than just hide. With your human mind and my knowledge, we can strike first, create confusion, and buy time for my people." Liam's eyes lit up. Humans had always been creative in solving problems, and this was exactly the kind of challenge he loved. "All right," he said. "Let's see what the data core tells us about their weaknesses." The hologram shifted as Liam manipulated the symbols, isolating key patterns. The Krylix ships had strong shields, fast engines, and advanced sensors. But there were vulnerabilities: energy nodes that were lightly defended, predictable scanning patterns, and gaps in their communication networks. "Here," Liam said, pointing to a section of the projection. "If we can create a false signal here, they will divert resources to that location. We can use the same technique to mislead them repeatedly." Lyra's eyes sparkled. "That is brilliant. Humans are clever in ways even my people struggle with. You could make them chase shadows while we prepare defenses." Liam smiled faintly. "Then let's set up traps and create decoys. If they think they are striking true targets, they will waste their resources." They moved quickly. Using portable holographic projectors and energy manipulators from the data core, they created fake ships, false signals, and phantom energy readings. Each device hummed softly as it projected illusions into the surrounding forest and across nearby open areas. "This will buy time," Lyra said, activating a shield around the facility. "The illusions will confuse their sensors. They will see ships in activity that do not exist. But we must act before they realize the deception." Liam nodded. "Then let's plan our next move. We can't just stay here. We need to strike at their weak points." Using the data core, Liam traced the paths of Krylix patrols. He found a gap in their movement patterns near a small outpost. "If we target this," he said, "we can disable their sensors temporarily. That will give Orion's defenders a chance to regroup and strengthen the nodes." Lyra's face brightened. "Exactly. If we strike there, we can slow their advance without direct confrontation, and my people can prepare more effective defenses." As they worked, a soft vibration shook the facility. Liam froze, glancing toward the door. "They're here. Scouts again." Lyra activated her sensor field. "Not yet. They are nearby, but they do not see us. They are searching for signs of life. Your decoys are working." Liam exhaled slowly. "Good. Then let's use this moment. We can set our strike and move before they realize it." Together, they coordinated the attack. Liam manipulated the holograms to predict exact timings. Lyra used her knowledge of Krylix technology to synchronize energy pulses. The forest around them seemed to hum with tension as the first decoy ships activated. Lights shimmered across the trees, creating the illusion of activity. Then, Liam triggered the first strike. A phantom energy pulse radiated toward the Krylix outpost. Sensors detected it immediately, and alarms rang through the enemy network. The Krylix fleet diverted resources, sending ships to investigate the false target. Lyra smiled. "It worked. They took the bait." Liam grinned. "Just as planned. Now we can use the gap to move closer to the nodes." They quickly prepared a small transport device from Lyra's equipment. Liam examined it carefully. "It's stable for short distances, but we must be precise. One mistake, and we could be exposed." Lyra nodded. "Then precision is key. Trust in your human instincts. They are why I chose you." Liam stepped onto the device, feeling it hum beneath him. Lyra followed, and together they rose quietly above the forest. Below, the decoy signals continued to confuse the Krylix. Ships moved erratically, chasing shadows, giving Liam and Lyra the advantage. They descended near one of the lightly defended energy nodes. Liam examined the structures, tall, sleek towers pulsing with soft light. "We need to reinforce these nodes and also set traps," he said. "If they strike here, we can disable their approach." Lyra handed him a small toolkit. "Use your human ingenuity. Your solutions are unpredictable to them. They will not expect it." Liam moved quickly, using cables, energy reflectors, and portable disruptors to create defensive mechanisms. Lyra assisted, connecting the devices to the node's power network. Together they amplified signals, masked energy readings, and set automated countermeasures. Suddenly, alarms rang faintly in the distance. The Krylix were approaching faster than anticipated. Liam's hands moved faster. "Almost done," he shouted over the humming energy of the devices. Lyra's eyes were focused, calm. "Finish quickly, then we retreat." Within minutes, the defenses were ready. Liam activated the final disruptor, sending a pulse across the node. Lights shimmered and energy readings shifted, creating the illusion of instability. The Krylix fleet approached, and as expected, they reacted to the false signals. Ships swerved, engines flaring, while automated disruptors confused their sensors. The node remained safe, and Orion's defenders gained precious time. Liam and Lyra watched from their hidden position, adrenaline still high. "We did it," Liam said, feeling a surge of pride. "We actually did it." Lyra nodded, smiling faintly. "Yes, but this is only the beginning. They will regroup, and they will come back stronger. But you have proven your human mind is a powerful tool. Together, we can continue to protect my people." Liam looked out at the horizon, seeing the Krylix ships retreat in confusion. For the first time, he felt the weight of responsibility. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. He was living proof that even a single human could make a difference in the universe. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. "You are more than clever. You are brave. And courage, combined with intelligence, is something they cannot predict." Liam smiled faintly. "Then let's make sure we stay one step ahead. We can't stop now, not when we've only begun to fight." Lyra's eyes sparkled with determination. "Agreed. But first we must rest and plan. The Krylix will not stop, and we must be ready for the next strike." They returned to the facility, tired but focused. Liam connected the data core again, studying the maps and symbols for new strategies. Lyra monitored the forest, ready to detect any movement. Outside, the morning sun rose higher, casting light over the trees, the facility, and the distant city. For Liam, it was a moment of realization. Humans were clever, resourceful, and fearless when it mattered most. He had faced danger, worked with an alien ally, and used his mind to outsmart a superior enemy. And this was only the start of a much larger adventure. As the day passed, Liam and Lyra planned their next steps. The Krylix fleet had been temporarily misled, but they would return. The energy nodes were safe for now, but more challenges awaited. Together, human and alien, they prepared for the battles ahead, using intelligence, courage, and strategy to protect Orion. And somewhere beyond the horizon, the Krylix were regrouping, unaware that a human mind and an alien's knowledge had already begun to shape the outcome of the first strike. Liam realized that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a tinkerer or a dreamer. He was a strategist, a problem solver, and a key part of a mission that could alter the fate of an entire planet. Humans were clever, adaptable, and strong. And he would prove it again and again. The first strike was a success, but it was only the beginning. The Krylix would return, and when they did, Liam and Lyra would be ready. With their combined minds, they could face any challenge, outsmart any enemy, and protect the world that now depended on them. And in that moment, standing beside Lyra, Liam felt a surge of pride. Humans were truly capable of greatness. The calm after the first strike was short-lived. Liam and Lyra had barely settled back into the abandoned research facility when Lyra's sensors picked up movement in the distance. The Krylix were regrouping faster than they had expected. Liam frowned at the datacore projections, studying the shifting positions of the enemy fleet. "They're organizing a counterattack," Lyra said quietly. Her eyes, usually calm, were sharp with concern. "They have learned from the first strike. This time they will come prepared." Liam nodded, feeling a rush of determination. Humans were resourceful, and he had a mind that could think quickly under pressure. "Then we need to be ready. We can't just react. We have to predict and strike first again." Lyra stepped closer, placing her hand on the table where the holograms floated. "The Krylix will target the nodes directly this time. If they succeed, Orion's defenses could collapse. We must find a way to defend them and create a diversion simultaneously." Liam studied the maps carefully. "We can't defend every node at once, but we can create traps. They will expect the same strategy as before, so we can use that against them. Let's focus on one main target, reinforce it, and make the others seem vulnerable." Lyra nodded. "Humans have a clever mind for strategy. You can see patterns my people often overlook." They moved quickly. Using the data core and Liam's technical expertise, they designed automated defense mechanisms for the main energy node. Portable shields, energy reflectors, and holographic decoys were connected to the node. Liam adjusted the frequency and intensity of the pulses, creating a system that could confuse enemy sensors and redirect attacks. Lyra assisted, connecting alien technology to amplify the defenses. "This will hold them off temporarily," she said. "But we must also distract the rest of the fleet. Otherwise, they will overwhelm us with numbers." Liam thought quickly. "We can create false energy signatures near the other nodes. They'll think the main node is vulnerable, but in reality, it will be the strongest defended point." "Exactly," Lyra said, smiling faintly. "Humans are unpredictable. That is why they cannot anticipate your tactics." As they worked, the forest outside the facility seemed to hum with tension. The Krylix fleet advanced, their ships visible as small glimmers in the distance. Liam and Lyra watched the holographic display carefully, timing their actions precisely. "Prepare the decoys," Liam said, activating the holographic projectors. Lights flickered across the forest, creating the illusion of activity at the other nodes. The Krylix sensors would detect these signals immediately. Lyra activated her shield around the facility. "The decoys are in place. Now we wait and watch." Minutes passed. Then, as expected, the Krylix reacted. Ships veered off course, chasing the phantom signals. Liam and Lyra exchanged a glance. "It's working," Liam whispered. "They're falling for it again." But Lyra's expression grew serious. "Not all of them," she said. "Some are moving directly toward the main node. They have learned from before. They are cautious." Liam frowned, scanning the holographic display. "Then we need to reinforce the defenses even more. We have to hold them off until Orion's defenders can arrive." They moved quickly, adjusting energy pulses and adding layers of protection. Liam connected portable disruptors to the node, which could emit confusing signals to the Krylix ships, making them miscalculate their approach. Lyra monitored the enemy fleet, predicting movements and suggesting adjustments. Finally, the Krylix arrived at the main node. Their ships moved in formation, scanning for weaknesses. Liam and Lyra held their breath, watching the shields and decoys react. As the first ship approached, a pulse from Liam's disruptors threw its sensors off. The ship hesitated, then veered slightly, only to encounter a holographic decoy. Another pulse redirected its weapons harmlessly into the surrounding forest. Lyra's eyes sparkled with relief. "It's working," she said. "The node is holding." Liam's hands moved quickly over his portable console, adjusting the pulses and keeping the shield stable. The Krylix seemed confused, their movements erratic. Some ships collided with one another while trying to navigate the deceptive signals. "Good," Liam said quietly. "They don't expect human unpredictability." But the victory was temporary. A larger Krylix ship appeared, moving faster than the rest. Its engines emitted a strange energy that could penetrate shields. Liam and Lyra exchanged worried glances. "That is their commander ship," Lyra said. "If it reaches the node, it could disable all defenses." Liam thought quickly. "Then we need to target it directly. We can't let it reach the node." Using the data core, Liam located a weak point in the commander ship's energy field. It was small, but if struck correctly, it could disrupt its systems temporarily. "Lyra," he said, pointing at the projection, "if we combine our energy pulses and aim here, we can knock it out long enough to finish the battle." Lyra nodded. "We must be precise. One mistake and it will detect our location." They prepared the coordinated strike. Liam focused on timing the energy pulses while Lyra amplified them with her alien technology. The commander ship approached, and the tension in the facility was palpable. "Now!" Liam shouted, triggering the pulse. A beam of energy shot toward the commander ship, striking exactly at the weak point. The ship shuddered, alarms blaring across its hull. Its engines faltered, and it drifted off course, giving the Krylix fleet behind it a moment of confusion. Lyra smiled faintly. "Excellent work. That was precise." Liam felt a surge of pride. Humans were clever, and he had used his mind to outsmart a superior enemy. But the battle was not over. The Krylix fleet was still active, and other ships began regrouping. "Prepare the next layer of defenses," Liam said. "We need to hold them off until reinforcements arrive." Lyra worked alongside him, connecting energy nodes and adjusting holographic projections. Together, they created a dynamic system that could adapt to the Krylix movements, confusing their sensors and redirecting attacks. Hours passed. The Krylix continued to probe and attack, but Liam and Lyra's combined strategy held strong. The main node remained intact, and the decoys kept the enemy fleet distracted. Liam realized that humans were capable of incredible problem-solving when facing unexpected challenges. Finally, as dusk approached, distant lights appeared on the horizon. Orion's defenders were arriving. Ships from Lyra's people moved into formation, coordinating with Liam and Lyra's systems. The Krylix, now realizing they had been outmaneuvered, began to retreat, leaving the main node unharmed. Liam exhaled, feeling a mixture of relief and exhaustion. "We did it," he said quietly. "The node is safe." Lyra smiled, her eyes reflecting pride and gratitude. "Yes. Thanks to your human mind, we were able to protect it. You have proven that humans are not only clever, but capable of great courage under pressure." Liam smiled faintly. "I just did what I thought was right. Humans can think fast and act decisively. We can adapt to almost any situation." Lyra nodded. "And that is why you are important. Your skills and quick thinking have saved lives today, but the battle is not over. The Krylix will return. They will learn, and we must be ready for their next move." Liam looked at the horizon, where the last Krylix ships disappeared. His heart was steady, his mind already planning for the next challenge. Humans were capable of extraordinary things, and he had proven it. Together with Lyra, he could face any threat, outsmart any enemy, and protect not only Orion but countless lives. As night fell, the facility was quiet once more. Liam and Lyra took a moment to rest, but their minds remained alert. They had survived the first counterattack and held the main node. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Humans were clever, adaptable, and brave. And with courage, intelligence, and determination, they could face anything the universe threw at them. The night was calm, but Liam knew it was a false peace. The Krylix fleet had retreated, but only to regroup and prepare a final, decisive strike. Every symbol on the holographic map pulsed with tension. Liam sat at the table, analyzing the enemy formations while Lyra hovered beside him, her eyes scanning the forest beyond the facility. "They will come back stronger," Lyra said quietly, her voice steady but serious. "We cannot rely on luck this time. We must outthink them completely." Liam nodded. Humans were known for cleverness, for adapting to situations that seemed impossible. "Then we plan," he said. We create a strategy that they cannot predict. We use every advantage we have, every trick in the book. Lyra smiled faintly. Your mind is sharp. That is why I chose you. Together we can change the outcome of this war. Using the data core, Liam analyzed the patterns of the Krylix fleet. He discovered subtle habits in their attack strategies, predictable pauses, repeated sequences in their sensor sweeps, and overconfidence when facing decoys. They rely too much on technology, Liam said. They assume we cannot think faster than they can process. But humans can improvise. We can act where they cannot. Lyra nodded. Then we use that. We will set the traps, mislead them, and create opportunities for my defenders to strike. They moved quickly, coordinating every detail. Liam designed intricate decoys, false energy signatures, and simulated fleet movements. Lyra amplified these illusions with her alien technology, projecting holograms across a wide area to confuse the Krylix sensors. This will make them think they know our position, Liam explained. But the real defenses will be elsewhere. Lyra activated energy shields around the facility, ensuring that even if the Krylix tried a direct attack, they would be delayed. The decoys will lure them into traps, she said, and your human ingenuity will guide the strikes. As dawn approached, the Krylix fleet appeared on the horizon, larger than ever. Liam's eyes scanned the holographic projections, calculating distances, predicting movement, and timing pulses precisely. The enemy commander ship led the formation, followed by dozens of smaller ships. They are confident, Lyra whispered. They believe the first counterattack was a fluke, but this time they will learn differently. Liam nodded. Then we show them the power of human strategy combined with alien technology. The first phase of the plan began. Liam triggered decoy signals near the forest edges, creating the illusion of activity. Lights shimmered across trees, fake energy. Pulses radiated outward and phantom ships appeared on the enemy sensors. The Krylix fleet reacted immediately, diverting several ships to investigate. Lyra smiled. They are falling for it, just as we predicted. But Liam's focus was on the main objective, the lightly defended energy nodes beyond the forest. Using the data core, he identified weak points in the Krylix formation and plotted precise paths for Orion's defenders to strike. Timing is everything, Liam said. If we act now, we can disable their sensors and slow the commander ship. Lyra nodded, activating the amplifiers. Energy pulses surged, hitting the commander ship's weak points. Its engines shuddered, alarms blaring across its hull. The smaller Krylix ships faltered, confused by the decoy signals and disrupted sensors. Perfect, Liam whispered. Now the defenders can move. Orion's fleet emerged from hidden positions, coordinating perfectly with Liam and Lyra's strategy. Their ships moved with precision, striking the Krylix fleet at the right moments. Some ships deployed energy nets, others launched disabling pulses, and Liam's decoys ensured that no enemy ship could anticipate their approach. The battle raged across the sky, a mix of light, energy, and careful strategy. Liam's mind worked tirelessly, predicting Krylix movements, adjusting pulses, and maintaining shields. Every action counted, every second mattered. Lyra's eyes never left the battlefield. Humans have an instinct for patterns, she said quietly. And your instincts are extraordinary. You are saving countless lives today. Liam focused, feeling the pressure but also the thrill of strategy. The Krylix commander's ship attempted to breach the defenses, but Liam had predicted its movements. Using a combination of energy disruptors and holographic misdirection, he threw the ship off course. It collided with one of its own fleet members, causing a chain reaction that sent several ships tumbling away. Lyra gasped, then smiled. You did it, that was brilliant. Liam felt a surge of pride, but he knew the battle was not yet over. Smaller Krylix ships still advanced, attempting to regroup. He activated the final phase of the plan, a coordinated strike using the main energy node. The node pulsed brightly, projecting focused energy beams toward the Krylix fleet. Liam calculated the angles precisely, ensuring that the beams disrupted sensors and engines without causing unnecessary destruction. The Krylix ships were thrown into disarray, unable to maintain formation. Lyra joined Liam, synchronizing her energy pulses with his calculations. The combination of human logic and alien technology created a perfect storm of disruption. Ships collided, engines faltered, and the Krylix fleet began to retreat in confusion. Liam allowed himself a small smile. "We're winning," he said. Lyra nodded. "Yes, but we must finish this carefully. They will try one last attack." The commander ship, damaged but still active, made a final desperate move toward the main node. Liam analyzed its trajectory, predicting every possible maneuver. "We can't let it reach the node," he said. Using the data core, Liam pinpointed the last weak spot in the ship's systems. "Lyra, we need one combined pulse. Full power. We hit the weak point simultaneously." Lyra positioned her hands on the amplifiers. "Ready," she said. Liam counted down. 3, 2, 1. Energy surged from both human and alien devices, striking the commander ship precisely at its weak point. The ship shuddered violently, systems failing, and it drifted helplessly before being captured by Orion's defenders. The remaining Krylix ships, seeing their leader incapacitated and their formation in chaos, retreated completely, disappearing beyond the horizon. Liam exhaled, his body relaxing for the first time in hours. "It's over," he said quietly. Lyra smiled, her eyes reflecting relief and gratitude. "Thanks to your human mind, we have protected the energy nodes and Orion's defenses. You have proven what humans are capable of: clever, adaptable, and courageous." Liam felt a warm pride in his chest. Humans had faced impossible odds before, but this was beyond anything he had imagined. He had outsmarted a superior enemy, saved countless lives, and worked alongside an alien in perfect coordination. Lyra placed a hand on his shoulder. "Your skills have made a difference today. The Krylix will not return for a long time, and my people owe their survival to your courage and intelligence." Liam smiled faintly. "I just did what I thought was right. Humans can solve problems, think creatively, and adapt to challenges. Today proved that." Outside, the morning sun rose higher, casting light over the forest and the quiet battlefield. Liam looked at the horizon, feeling a sense of accomplishment. The Krylix were gone, Orion's nodes were safe, and humanity had proven its value in a galaxy far beyond Earth. Lyra turned to him, her expression softening. "You have done more than I imagined. Humans are truly remarkable. Your bravery, quick thinking, and ingenuity have changed the course of this conflict." Liam nodded, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. "We make a good team," he said. "Human brains and alien technology together can overcome anything." Lyra smiled. "Yes, and this is only the beginning. The universe is vast, full of challenges and opportunities. But with humans like you, there is hope." As the day continued, Liam and Lyra began planning improvements for Orion's defenses, preparing for potential future threats. The Krylix might return someday, but now humanity had proven its ability to adapt, strategize, and lead. Liam realized that humans were clever, resourceful, and brave enough to face challenges even in a galaxy filled with unknown dangers. For the first time, Liam felt that he was not just a tinkerer, not just a dreamer. He was a key part of something much larger, a mission that combined courage, intelligence, and teamwork across worlds. Humans could make a difference, and now he had proof. Lyra watched him, a smile of admiration on her face. "The stories were true," she said softly. "Humans are capable of greatness. You have shown me that today." Liam felt a warm glow of pride. Humans had faced danger, overcome impossible odds, and proven themselves as clever, resourceful, and brave. And together with Lyra, they had achieved something incredible. The Krylix threat had been defeated, but the adventure was far from over. Liam knew that challenges awaited them in the future. Yet, for the first time, he felt a deep confidence. Humans were capable of facing anything, solving any problem, and protecting the innocent. And as the sun rose higher over Orion, Liam and Lyra stood together, ready to face whatever the universe had in store. With courage, intelligence, and determination, they would continue to defend the planet and prove the strength of human ingenuity across the stars. The galaxy had seen the first strike of human cleverness, and it would never underestimate it again.